If you want me to throw the ball, you gotta give me the ball. If you want to throw the ball, you gotta give me the ball. I can't throw the ball if you don't hand me the ball. So you bring the ball. Give me the ball. Give me that ball. Go get it. Get that ball. Hello, 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 and good morning. You done playing the ball? Well, well, well. Look what we have here. We got ourselves a little group of people, huh? Just call me a fucking McNugget. Go get a... You know what? Fuck you. You're banned. Don't call me a goddamn McNugget. And get a profile pic, too. Get with it. Get with the goddamn program. Looking very masculine. How can I feminize myself a little bit? How do I look more feminine? Do I have to make the duck face? Is that how you do it? A flower in my hair? I wish there were some flowers that grew around here, but nothing grows here anymore. A pink beard? I'd have to shave the beard? That seems like fucking gendered bullshit. If I want to look more feminine, I should be able to keep the beard.
There's bearded ladies.
There's bearded ladies. There's always has been bearded ladies.
It took me a while to like kind of acquiesce to, but it really isn't that big of a deal. Like
What?
people that transition, they don't have to fucking be naked with no body hair. And fucking...
No. Like gender expression is less about how you look to the outside world and more about how you feel about yourself. And that's what I think that's what drives a lot of people nuts about it, and why people are so resistant to the idea is because it's about how a person feels about themselves and not how you perceive them. And people find that to be, I don't know, that makes people angsty because they like to be able to...
Well, they put higher standards on trans women than they do actual women.
Of course.
They're like, oh, you know, you're not trying hard enough. You must not be serious because you didn't shave every little fucking hair on your body or whatever the fuck.
Well, if you actually wanted to feel feminine, that beard would give you dysphoria. That's an interesting thing for you to say about me, who has no idea how I feel in my gender. So you look at me and you prescribe that if you wanted to feel feminine, that beard would give you dysphoria. But there are plenty of examples of women in history who wore their beards proudly and were perfectly feminine, at least in their own fucking minds, which is where it matters. So,
like Frida Kahlo, she was rocking that mustache and she fucked.
Yeah, Frida Kahlo is a good example of a woman that, you know what I mean, was considered to be beautiful, but also did not conform to modern beauty standards. She had a really thick eyebrows that were a full unibrow, and she had facial hair and didn't give a fuck. And if you're going to look at Frida Kahlo and tell me that she's not feminine or that she was dysphoric about her body hair or whatever the fuck, she didn't seem to be, because she didn't do anything about it. So it's just like, people have got to get out of this idea that people are what you think they are. Like people should conform to what you think they should be. And that's really like, that's been ingrained in our society because of conformism, right? Everybody for a long time in America wanted to be perceived as the same as everybody else. That was a badge of honor in this country, and now it's not. And people are having a hard time giving up that idea. I'm not going to talk about Dead for Daylight right now. Does it sound like we're talking about Dead by Daylight right now. We're not talking video games. Don't be asking me dumbass fucking questions in the middle of a chat. People come in here, man, they see it and they're just like, I'm gonna go in and talk to Paul about this video game that interests me. It's like, no, you ain't. The conversation is currently gender expression. I'll let you guys know a little thing that I've been doing the last couple of days. Very low key. They have this thing on Twitter where you can start these voice chat rooms. And they're not always perfect, you know what I mean? I'm not always super interested in what's going on in them, but I've started a couple of them in the last week or so. And a lot of the problems that are endemic to this don't happen over there. Like, you just don't have people blundering in and, like, with their pet fucking, like, anime or whatever and wanting to make the whole fucking talk about that. Like, you just don't get it. It's like it enforces social norms once again in a place where I'm so used to social norms being flouted by so many fucking people. And I just don't understand why we can't transfer that fucking idea here. Why people have such a hard time fucking following the flow of conversation and contributing in the chat. How do you know one is going on? Yeah, that's a good question.
If you open Twitter, like while you're doing one, it's like right at the top where the fleets used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I discovered it because somebody I follow, a dude named Black Commie Therapist, was doing one. And I saw it up there and I was like, what the fuck is this? On the app, it appears towards the top of your feed. And it'll show you if you're following somebody that's in a fucking voice chat room or whatever the fuck. And even if they're not the one that started it, just if they're in there, it'll let you know. But it's like one of those things. Like, I was actually enjoying the conversation that we were having about gender expression and dysphoria and what people think about other people because of the way that they look. And now we're off in fucking La La Land again. It just sucks, bro. It sucks not being able to carry on a conversation for longer than 5 fucking seconds. From my experience, the chat takes time, it lags a little, and most conversations intermingle. We could be talking about something you spoke about 5 minutes ago, but then we're off topic, right? If you're speaking about something that I spoke about 5 minutes ago, yeah, you are off topic because you're not caught up.
YouTube lag is not that bad.
Yeah, there's not 5 minutes of lag between what I say. Like, watch this. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Let's see how long it takes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
6 seconds. That kind of undermines what your point, right? Yeah, see, it takes time. It takes 6 seconds. 6 seconds. You want to keep arguing this, or are you done? There's no 5-minute fucking lag unless you're fucked up and have rewound the stream, which you can do. That's a good tool if you don't know what we're talking about. You can go back and get context and then come back live.
But yeah, don't say anything in the chat until you're caught up to the live stream.
Right. There's no point. If you're talking about some shit we talked about 10 fucking minutes ago, you're off topic. It's simple. Why is a boomer having to explain to you how to use a fucking chat room, bro? Now take that 6 seconds and write a paragraph. I understand. So you take 6 seconds, you take what, another 30 seconds to type a paragraph? Number one, the idea that everybody needs to type a paragraph is one that I challenge. You need to work on being succinct in your fucking discussions with me. You have limitations that I don't, right? I can wax on and on and on and on and on and on and on. you've got a certain amount of fucking typing space. So throw a sentence out, throw 2 sentences out. You know what I mean? What's so hard about that?
Before you hit send, keep listening and see if you're still on that topic. You don't have to send immediately after you type something.
Be concise, yes. Be concise. Proofread your shit. So even if it takes you 30 seconds to jump in, you're not off topic. We don't hop from topic to topic every 30 seconds. And you say just the other day, if someone writes out a paragraph and I'll be well written, cogent, and makes sense, that exempts most people writing paragraphs in this chat. Yeah, that's the point. It's just like the longer your message is, the more time I have to spend deciphering it. And if you are a bad communicator in text form, you need to work on that. It's an important skill to have, especially here on the fucking internet. You want to talk to people on the internet, but you can't type a cogent sentence? You know what I mean? And it really underscores the difference, once again, between these voice chats that I've been doing and this. Not everybody mics up in the voice chats. There's nowhere near as many people watching them. You know, I think the most people I've had in one is 20 or 21 people. Whoa. I just almost reported somebody's message. I got like 2 steps into reporting you for harassment or whatever. Just trying to click on the screen. I'm a better communicator in text form. The problem is that, well, you're not a very good communicator in text form because you didn't fucking proofread your shit before you hit send. What is tying? Is that tying while listening to you as the conversation goes on begins to slow down the communication flow? If I had to speak to you, I'd mess up. What are you even talking about, dude? See what I mean? You said you're a good communicator in text form, but that whole paragraph.
And you didn't read the rules either.
Like, what the fuck? What rule did he break?
Adding.
Oh yeah, quit adding people. Don't at me, bro. Don't at me, dude.
You can also do this crazy thing called retracting your message if you realize there's a typo.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, I understand. You're in the fucking chat. You're in the moment. A typo here, a typo there, that's fine. But you can't have a typo-filled fucking paragraph right after you get done telling me how good you are at fucking communicating via text. I think over the course of, I think I did three of these voice chat things. There was one dude that I had to kick out. One. Who was just like, brrr. He was just like, oh my God, they can hear me. Brrr. And I was just like, and it was gone. That was it. And it's just like, some of these I spend fucking an hour wrangling with the morons in here. It gets old.
Don't apologize for breaking the rules. Just don't do it again.
Don't mention it. Don't try and be sly or stupid. Just follow the rules, bro. That's it. It's that simple. If you break the rules and get a timeout, don't come back in the middle of the goddamn conversation and be like, oh man, I didn't realize that there were rules and blah, blah, blah. Read the rules and shut the fuck up. Just like people don't know how to not call attention to themselves. Always wanted to know what's going on in the heads of trolls. Like, what do people get out of being annoying? Attention. Pure and simple. It's as simple as that. Attention. They get attention out of it. I love that that no excessive caps is in caps.
Yeah.
I get to use caps, motherfucker.
I mean, it's not excessive caps because it's not the whole paragraph.
True. I'm fine with caps here and there for like emphasis, but some people will just like type me a fucking paragraph of caps lock. Look at that, dude. One paragraph, all the rules. Not hard. Stay on topic. You post that what you're posting isn't total fucking gibberish. Don't at me, bro. Don't add anybody in here. This is not a fucking place for you to meet and greet. Stay on topic. That's it. That's it. Yeah, people that use caps want to be seen really bad, yeah. It's like people have figured out how to manipulate TJ's attention in his streams. Why don't you guys use that shit on me? If you start something with TJ, it's getting read. I don't care what comes after it. It's a little trick you can pull in TJ's stream. If you start a thing, you can't do hey TJ. The first word has to be TJ.
He's way nicer than you are.
I know.
But he doesn't read his chat as much.
No, he doesn't.
He's got his own screen.
Yeah, he comes with a screed. What do you think about people who are comparing the lockdown protests with the George Floyd protests? I haven't heard anybody do that. It's so weird. Who cares?
So you're just admitting that
Yeah.
you used 2 alts to fucking escape a timeout.
Yeah.
You can wait 5 whole fucking minutes.
Paul, I am many people. I have many alts. You have talked to me so many different times. It's like, yeah, what a fucking weirdo. Why are you such a weirdo? Why'd you do that? What would fucking like inspire a human being to devote that much of their time and energy to me? People want to be V from Vendetta. Yeah, they really do, dude. That movie ruined a whole generation of people.
Yeah, it's like when I was watching it with you, it's like I was cringing at the same time. Like, it's a good movie, but it's just been used to justify so many stupid opinions.
Yep. The movie is great. Like, the movie, if you take it in a time capsule and just look at the movie, it's great. But the effect that movie had on the minds of young, white, incel neckbeard boys, it destroyed them. They all think that they're Hugo Weaving in The Mask. It's really, it is a male power fantasy. I'll give you that, dude. The movie is a male power fantasy. It's about a dude who not only is able to basically single-handedly topple the most powerful men in the world, but also a dude that takes a woman and molds her into something else against her will. You know what I mean?
Like, he's the good guy even though he kidnaps and tortures her.
Yeah, he kidnaps and tortures a young woman until she is fundamentally a different person because of it. You know? But whatever, that's what happens in the movie. The movie was great. I still enjoy the movie. I like the movie. Choo choo. But what it done did to a bunch of fucking neckbeards, it ruined them. Paul, what do you think about TJ's newest video? You talking about his freedom of speech, kind of like setting up the fact-checking administration thing? Here's what I think about it. Number one, I think TJ likes making hot takes that make people angry. Obviously, setting that aside, I don't think that TJ necessarily doesn't believe what he was saying. I think that the answer kind of came up in his Twitter defense of his position. So he was talking to somebody on Twitter, arguing back and forth with quite a few people on Twitter about his recent video, where he advocates for the establishment of a nonpartisan government organization whose job it is to make sure that people aren't lying. So it's like to make sure that like news people aren't going on and saying that like masks don't help, or that the vaccine will make you grow a tail, or whatever the fuck, right? And his contention is that misinformation has gotten to the point where it has to be directly challenged, because we've entered this kind of post-truth world where feelings are over facts, and facts are important and all this shit. And I don't necessarily disagree with the premise. I disagree with the prescription. So I would not trust any aspect of the current government of the United States to set up a transparent and non-abusable system by which people are fact-checked online. Period. I just don't, and that just comes from my inherent distrust of humanity and my inherent distrust of the government. He actually was arguing with somebody on Twitter about this, and this person was bringing up basically the same point, saying, I don't trust the government. I don't trust any kind of fucking organization, no matter how transparent it claims to be to do the right thing. And TJ said, well, then you may as well just embrace anarcho-primitivism, because you're admitting that, no social hierarchy of human beings can exist without corruption. And I was like, Kind of, yeah.
You know what I was thinking too?
What?
A lot of the tech censorship, it's not the government, it's advertisers. It's enabled by capitalism. Because that's why they fact check and censor on these platforms, to stay advertiser friendly.
True.
So, like, if they were public utilities, then they'd all have to have the same rules. But because they're private corporations that rely on ads, they have to acquiesce to advertiser demands.
Sure. Which is ridiculous. Like, advertisers placing demands on a service that they want to purchase from a fucking broadcaster. That makes no fucking sense. Like, you want to advertise, throw your fucking advertisement up on my shit, but don't ask me to change my shit so that it's more advertiser friendly for you.
They're picky, man. Like, YouTube has gone through all kinds of phases to appeal to the advertisers.
We can't have nice things because people have to be responsible and work for their own. We're not a hive mind. We can't just share things without malice or dishonesty. Anarcho-primitivism is really what we're going to end up with at the end of this anyway. I mean, if we're lucky, if humanity is lucky enough to have a population at the end of all of this, at the end of this arc, that's high enough to sustain it, and the planet has enough arable land and fucking livable spaces in order to sustain them, then yeah, that is a couple of big what ifs. Couple of big what ifs, considering that there's enough nuclear weapons just in 2 of the countries on the planet, I'm talking the United States and Russia, to functionally end the world. We're talking nuclear winter, right? You understand what that is? That's an unlivable planet. So, all right, pirate captain guy. Everything's going to collapse, but everything's going to stay the same, dude. I'm still going to be sitting in my room, getting fatter, ordering a pizza, and there's just going to be less people. Everything going to stay the same. Have you even do you even think about that as you were typing it? How's that possible? How's that possible? That's just fundamentally impossible. The noosphere, a sphere of pure mind evolving in a higher dimension above Earth. Okay. Sounds yep. That's nuclear winter. So it's like the idea that there's functionally no sunlight that hits the Earth for a number of years, or very limited amounts of sunlight, and the ozone layer, what's left of it, and Earth's fucking natural fucking atmosphere that deflects a lot of the solar radiation, just allows that shit to hit the fucking surface. We're talking about a place that's unlivable for human beings. Your running fucking internal brain commentary is not fucking welcome here. I don't need to hear what you think about me unless it's salient to the conversation. Your observations about what I am, what I look like, and what I'm becoming are only salient if that's what we're talking about. So learn from that person that just got fucking shit canned for wasting my time. You got commentaries on how I look, you better hope that that's the topic. Because if the topic isn't how I look, your little internal fucking, like, what? Why people have fucking diarrhea of the mind on the internet. Okay? You better clinch down and not let every turd slip out.
Need some water or something, baby?
If you don't mind.
I'll get you a fresh cup.
Thank you.
Sitting out for a while.
I will train you. Oh, yes. I will train you. I will train you to be good little chatters. I believe you can be trained. I believe you will be trained. So you're talking about like what, like looper shit? In the future, they discover time travel, and so they find a way to send future shit back to influence the past and change the future's power structure, blah, 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 blah. Time travel, as far as I know, is impossible. Theoretically, right? Theoretically impossible. Information, so you're just talking about, no, all right, so they don't send guns, they don't send people, they just send information. That's just as destructive. Just as destructive, if not more destructive. Information is the most powerful tool on the planet. So if they functionally send the future back to the past and like, here, this is going to happen, you need to make this decision, that can shape reality more than a gun, more than a futuristic gun, more than an invasion from the future ever could hope to do. Just mentioning that shit to the right people, giving that type of information to the right people so that they can make the right fucking decision at the right time is the most powerful fucking thing ever. Thank you, baby. Time travel to the past is impossible. But why is time travel to the future theoretically impossible? But time travel to the past is theoretically, or wait a minute, theoretically possible for future travel, but theoretically impossible for backwards travel.
There's just a paradox any which way you slice it for past travel.
Right.
Because whatever you went to go do in the past, you no longer have impetus to do in the present.
Right. It's like the end of Apocalypse, where it's like, spoiler alert if you haven't watched American Horror Story, but at the end of that show, basically a witch travels back in time to kill the Antichrist when he was still a teenager before he becomes powerful. However, what isn't explained is how she doesn't get back to the future. She relives the past.
3 years of her life.
So she relives 3 years of her life, knowing that the end of the world happened and that she went back in time to kill the Antichrist. So here's the question. What happened to the version of her that was there in the past when she traveled back into the past? Are there two of her hanging around somewhere? Did she go and kill the other herself so that she could take it over?
Did she just dissolve when she went into the past?
Yeah. When she goes into the past, does she jump into her body as it was 3 years ago? It's just anytime and this will happen too, anytime you watch a movie or a TV show that has time travel in it, if you really genuinely think about the mechanics of it, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Dude, the whole season of Apocalypse was a disappointment. It was Coven season 2 and a bad season of Coven, to be frank. Like, Coven was my least favorite of the shows, of the seasons, but I still liked it. Like, I still enjoyed my time with it. I still had fun with it. And it's just like they made Apocalypse, and at the very beginning I was stoked about Apocalypse. The best part of AHS Apocalypse is the beginning before they fucking reveal that it's Coven season 2.
Yeah, you get like 2, maybe 3 good episodes,
Yep.
and that's it.
You get like 2-3 episodes of like, whoa, there's these crazy characters and they're all stuck in a bunker and there's this crazy guy and what's he up to and what's his fucking motive and blah 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 blah. And then it's like Sarah Paulson and the Witch Squad show up and you're just like, oh man, no, witches? And they actually go back to a bunch of different seasons. They do a bunch of time travel-y shit and a bunch of flashback shit that takes you back to Murder House, which sounds like it would be cool, but it's just like 90% of the episode is spent in flashback. It's literally it's a fucking whole season of television where I would say a good 90% of it you spend in flashback. It's like, no. You can't take what was, in my opinion, the worst season of fucking American Horror Story and just do another season of it and make it worse. That just sucks. Kathy Bates is always good in it, though. That's the thing. She cannot carry the whole fucking squad, and she wasn't given a very meaty role in this one.
No.
You know what I mean? She was good in it. I liked her every time she was on the screen. She was great, but her role was kind of just subverted. You know who was the star of this fucking season by far? Sarah Paulson and Evan Peters.
And she had to be like 4 different people.
Yep, Sarah Paulson had to be like 4 different people. Evan Peters had to play like 4 different people. They were the stars of this fucking season. And it's a season about the Antichrist.
And he's the lamest Antichrist ever.
The fucking wimpiest, shittiest Antichrist that ever Antichristed, bro. And it seems like he's going to be a good Antichrist when you're like first introduced to him and shit. That thought passes your brain. Maybe he's the Antichrist. That'd be okay. No. That's his name, Billy Lord.
No, that's the chick that played Mallory. That's Billy Ford, I think.
Oh, okay. Who's the dude that played the Antichrist? Well, you don't have to look it up, baby.
I don't know. Like, he's a brand new actor. And
He is smoking. He's twinked out. He's caked up twink status, but that does not a good actor make.
he had to be handheld into thinking that the nuclear apocalypse would be a good end of the world. He was like going to be president or something.
Yeah, he was the dumbest Antichrist by far. Really the dumbest. One of the things I hated about this season of American Horror Story was that because it's a sequel season to Coven, they had already established a bunch of rules, regulations, different, kind of tropes by which magic exists and can function in that show, right? So you pay attention to Coven, there are certain things you can do with magic, certain things you can't do, certain people, certain deals that you make that can't be undone, certain things happen to a person and there's nothing you can do for them, etc., 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 right? Like, tons of the witches in the first Coven fucking season are killed and in a way that they can't be brought back. Like one of them does this dissension magic that sends them into the underworld and she can't get out. And what happens is if you can't get out, well, your soul is just trapped in your own personal hell forever. And that's cool. It's established there. In Apocalypse, they come along, take the rules that they have established for magic, and then completely wipe their ass with them and make magic this plot MacGuffin device that just provides plot armor to certain characters but not to other ones. They literally bring a dude back from a pile of ash, which is just like in the first season of Coven.
It's like they had to like dip fucking red-haired chick into like swamp mud for like a month to bring her back from being burned at the stake.
Right, and they had a body.
Yeah.
She wasn't ash. They literally bring a whole ass back from the dead from a little pile of ashes. And then later on, towards in the very last episode of the season, the chick that's supposed to save the world gets stabbed in the stomach, and the other witches act like they can't save her. Like she can't be saved.
She ain't even dead yet, even though they just raised her from the dead, like
right.
An hour ago.
Like an hour ago, they raised her from the dead, but then she gets stabbed in the stomach, and they're like, no! And it's like, where's the emotional impact of this in a book or in a show where you've established that nobody can die? There's no way to kill somebody in the show.
But the Antichrist has a special power to wipe souls for some reason.
Yeah. Another MacGuffin device. I think it was cool to see them all again. Well, whatever, man. Like, okay, so you liked Coven and it was cool to see them again, but do you really honestly think that season was decent?
Oh, I think they're
Who?
There's a car pulling in.
Who's here?
Is it electrician, maybe?
Okay. All right, baby. I love you. Holy Strombolis. Zeke rolled up in a car I didn't recognize. Zeke the man brought me another goodie bag. Goodies on goodies, bro. Flower power, chocolate bars, vape carts. Dude, this dude. What would I do without Zeke? Pay for my weed, probably. My man, dude. My man. Brought me this. Lemon Days. What better drink to quench your thirst than a glass of lemonade? Freshen up your day with an exciting twist on a classic flavor, and be ready to get caught up in its lemony days. And it's cold. I feel like I should drink some of it now because it's cold. I probably shouldn't drink the whole thing. Well, I don't know. It's 100 milligrams. I'll sip on it. Give it a sip. Look at the non-believers that left, dude. I had like 100 and something people in here. The non-believers done left. Okay, child-proofy. Drink half. I'll just sip it, and when it gets down a little bit, you know what I mean? I'll put it away and save it for later. Now that is a flavorful, delicious lemonade. I could put it over some ice, but then the cannabis is going to get all in the ice, and I got to eat and drink all the ice. It's good. Very sweet. Like a lemonade should be, in my opinion. A little bit tangy, a little bit sour. Like a lemonade should be. We're sipping at it. Look, it's even got like a milligram tester on the side so I can see. I haven't even had 10 mils yet, so we're good. I gotta kill some flies though, because these motherfuckers are buzzing today. Buzzing around. Go ahead and land, fuck. Go ahead and land. Go ahead and land. See what happens. Safety off. Let's do it. I'm ready. Stirring them up. That's the key. You got to stir them up. I got to make some room on this table to shoot too. I'm going to put my new cannabis products. How much water do you drink every day? So you see these giant cups that you guys see me sipping at? There's water in here. I drink probably 3 of these a day. I don't know what that is, but that's a lot of water. Boom. Headshot. That's a dead fly. That's what a dead fly sounds like, folks. One down, about 3 to go, I think. I think there's about 4 intrepid little flies that are here to bug me today. It's gunfire salt. It's the bug assault gun. See? Bug assault. Bug assault. Product of Blackout, Los Angeles. Blackout. Where you at? Where you at, you busy little buzzy bees? Come on. Let's get this portion of the show over with. There's one. Yeah. Gotcha. It was a little bit of a close shot, but it happened. So what's going on in the world? What can we talk about? And don't make it some fucking personality based shit because I'm bored. I don't care who thinks about what or what thinks about who. We were talking about TJ's shit. His Ministry of Truth. The drummer of Rolling Stones just died. Okay. Well, that sucks. The planet is dying. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Doing any game streams soon? Probably not. Man, you guys are just throwing shit at the wall. Is what you guys are really thinking about really that personality driven? Let's talk about timeout. How you feeling about China meeting with Taliban leaders? I think they're getting ready to make the same old mistakes we made. Yeah, we'll see. Jeremy Corbyn's mad brother led an anti-vax protest here in Islington von Chestfordshire, or Islington upon Stratford. Yeah, these anti-vax protests seem to be a big deal. There's like huge mobs of people in France protesting it, huge mobs of people in fucking Australia and New Zealand protesting it. You know what they're great at? The saddest the saddest fact about that is the greatest protest that they could have towards further lockdowns is going and getting their dumbasses fucking vaccinated. That's it. That's it. Oh, the wasteland, bro. Yep, there you go. Take a day off work. Go get your vaccine. Boom. There should be a vaccine mandate. These medical professionals that work in these hospitals as this fucking COVID spike happens and looks to be just as bad as last winter was, maybe even worse. These hospital executives and shit are increasingly releasing these things. Like, why hasn't the federal government enacted a mandate? Like, what's the holdup here? Why will the federal government not take action that other places have taken? Mandate this vaccine and start penalizing people who flaunt the fucking rules. Like, what's the problem here? There's literally no excuse, bro. There's zero excuse for anybody. It's available in like 90 different places. They do them on the weekends. They do them every day. I know I heard Trump got booed for saying people should go get the vaccination. He's like, no, 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 you got your freedoms. You got your freedoms. But I choose to get the vaccine.
You got your freedoms. Okay. You got your freedoms.
Why is it so hard to realize that the longer the virus is allowed to propagate, the more it will mutate? The more it mutates, the higher risk of the vaccine becoming ineffective. Because people don't have a basic education in biology. That's the best I can do for you, bro. People lack basic educational standards. Yeah?
You have your freedoms. Okay. Look. You got your freedoms. And I got my freedoms.
What a nightmare. Paul, why do you like Trump? I don't. Why do you ask stupid questions? You better answer. Better answer, or I'm going to roll back and ban you. 1 for 1. I don't like Trump. Why do you ask stupid questions? Hit me with that. Tick tock, tick tock. Time is a fucking ticking away for you, my friend. Speak up. The question on the table is, why do you waste my time with stupid questions? I thought you liked them. Wrong answer. What makes you... What about my persona, my public presence, or anything that I've said in the last fucking 4 years of existence would lead you to believe that I like Donald Trump? I'll wait. This is such a fucking waste of my time. Yeah, drag him out back. Take him out behind the woodshed, Jawan, and teach him what it means to fucking ask a stupid question. The vaccine does not make you immune to COVID. It means that when you get COVID, you get a much, much milder version of COVID. So if you catch COVID as a vaccinated person, you've got antibodies to COVID, which means you get a much milder version of COVID with a higher survival rate and less fucking complications and less chance of pneumonia. That's it. Doesn't make you immune, which is part of why mask mandates are important while we get fucking these dumb fucks darted up. Looking like the vaccine effects were temporary. They need to go back to the drawing board. You don't know a fucking thing about what you're talking about. Why do you think people have to get the flu vaccine every year? I'll wait. Wait. Too dumb. Too stoopy. This is just underlining what I said earlier. People don't have a basic understanding of biology. And they're arguing from a point of complete and utter ignorance on how fucking epidemiology works and how virology works and shit. And I'm not claiming to be a fucking expert on this shit, but I know how the human immune system works on a basic fucking level. Sounds stupid to me, Paul. You're gonna get a dart, motherfucker. Just wait. Dart coming for your ass. They're gonna send the vaccine squad to you. You'll be back too. I ain't banning you. Nobody's banning you, dumb fuck. Keep going all fucking day. I'll give you what you most desire. I'll give you my attention. Give it to me. You ain't going out like what? Like a punk ass anonymous bitch? I don't deserve your what, motherfucker? You giving me that gravy right now. Give me that interaction right now. You put money in my pocket right now, homie. Pay me. Keep paying me. Give me that interaction, boy. Give me that engagement. Make me some money. Get out there and make me some money. Strut on the catwalk. When the nurse gave me my vaccine, I asked her to get an air bubble in there, and she didn't appreciate the joke. Therefore, vaccines are a racket. All right. Well, you wasted my time, so you're gone. So far, COVID doesn't seem to mutate nearly as much as the flu, so hopefully... Oh, yeah. 2 new variants. 2 new variants. Going fucking wild and crazy in the United States right now. Definitely not a highly mutable disease. Are you fucking kidding me? In 1 year. Just talk to me like an adult next time, biatch. I'll talk to you like an adult when you start acting like an adult. I'll talk to you like a fucking little tween as long as you're acting like a bitch-ass little tween. A little squeaker, homie. I know how to discuss things with squeakers. Dude, I've been handling squeaker. I was a squeaker at one point. Dude, I got all the squeaker cred. I mean, I'm not going to lie and tell you that it's a bad thing that some bloodlines are getting ended. People too stupid to go get the fucking vaccine and shit. I'm not going to lie and tell you that that's probably like a cleanup that needed to happen in the gene pool. But the problem is that they infect other people. If it was just them, like if this was just them in a microcosm and everybody that got the vaccine was completely immune from it and the people that didn't just died from the fucking disease wantonly, I'd be fine with that. I think that's their choice. At that point, it is your choice. Go gentle into that good night, dude. Roll over on your fucking principles and lay up on a fucking hospital bed and die on a fucking ventilator for all I care. The problem is that you take people that made the right choice and make them sick. Or you take people that can't make the right choice because they're immunocompromised and you make them sick. You kill people's grandmas, you dumb fucks. How many vaccines have I taken? I'm vaccinated fully as a child. So whatever vaccines were required when I was a kid, I've been vaccinated. I've had my 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccination. I don't know. I couldn't give you a full fucking count of how many vaccines I've taken in my life. Trucking Idaho today smells like cow crap and potatoes in this damn state. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is there, too. Taters. Spuds, man. Spuds. I saw a news reporter, I think he was from The Daily Show, who went to an anti-vax protest or whatever the fuck and started asking people, like, what is it that you can't do? And the answers that came out of them were just like the most selfish shit. It's just like, I can't fucking go out to eat at a restaurant if I don't cover my face. I can't go to a gym. It's just like, it just reveals how sad and silly this whole fucking thing is and how based in fucking just like abject fucking selfishness this whole thing is. That's why I'm so authoritarian on the subject. Nationwide federal vaccine mandate for every man, woman, and child that is of age to get the vaccination immediately goes into effect. If your ass is not on the fucking rolls in your state, expect a visit. That's it. That's it. Let's see what happens. Let's call the bluff. These motherfuckers have been like fucking talking shit about how they're gonna fire live ammo and shit at federal agents. You better not come to my door with no vaccine. Let's see what they do. Let's put these fucking goons that we've trained to fucking crush resistance to work. Let's put them to work. Some people, you know, this is just the truth. In kindergarten, there are some kids that will raise their hand and say, "Teacher, I've got to go to the bathroom." And there are some kids who you have to drag into the fucking bathroom because you know they're about to piss their pants. You can't really worry about their personal freedom to piss their pants. You just got to take them in there and make them go fucking to the bathroom before they piss their pants. You know what I mean? America's the same as a kindergarten class. There's a certain percentage of Americans that know not how to piss their pants, that know how to raise their hand and go to the bathroom. And then there's a certain percentage of Americans that are still shitting their pants. That's it. This is literally a crisis of intelligence. That's all there is to it. Simple as a pimple. You cannot argue smart into somebody. See, this is why, like, people that are like, "Oh, Paul, you're being too authoritarian with this shit," you know, blah, 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 blah. What are you advocating for then? That we educate these people? You can't do it. There is no way that you're going to, in the next few weeks, educate somebody who missed 12 years of fucking functional education. You're just not going to do it. Impossible. It's like climbing a fucking impossible mountain. There's no inroad to that. These people, a lot of them will not learn until somebody they know and love is on a fucking ventilator from this shit. And even then they don't learn. So it's time for the fucking mandate. That's it. Trust me, dude. I'm not a dude that fucking relishes the idea of empowering the government to go door to door and force people to do shit. But if there's no other fucking option other than a constant society where everything's shut down because dumb fucks don't know how to go get a shot, what's your alternative? You know? Set aside your fucking problem with the authoritarian nature of what I'm advocating for here and tell me what you're advocating for. How are you going to go and change these people that are rampaging in the streets, spewing COVID all over everybody in the streets? What are you going to do? How are you going to educate those people? Nope. I don't agree with TJ and his belief that we should have a government, ministry of what's true and what isn't, the ministry of truth. No, I'm not on the board with TJ on that. I don't have any faith in the current structure's ability to not abuse enumerated power. That's just all there is to it. I think that we need to wipe the slate absolutely clean and get way, way, way further as a species before anything like that could be instituted. I think that when it comes to this type of shit, you've just got to be, I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I think you've just got to be somewhat tolerant of stupidity to a point. And then when stupidity crosses over into reality, you've got to crack down on it. That's how people learn. That's just it. That's just all there is to it, dude. You're gonna get like 10 years worth of fucking education getting fucking picked up by the cops and forced vaccinated. You're gonna learn you may not learn why it happened, but the next time a vaccine is mandated, your ass is gonna be there. Guaranteed. So you've learned functionally the right thing, just not with 10 years of education like most people learn it. No, I'm not a big fan of democracy. I never have been, especially as it purportedly exists in this country. Yep. These anti-vax people and shit, they've existed through every fucking outbreak. George Washington, the first president of the United States, instituted a vaccine mandate for smallpox. In 1905, there was yet another vaccine mandate for smallpox. In 1915, there were vaccine mandates for the Spanish flu. And mask mandates as well. You know why those things had to exist? Because there was a bunch of dumb fucks that don't know how to fucking make the right decision for themselves. So once again, they have to have the teacher grab them by the hand. That's just the way it is. You don't think that that's a part of human nature? I present the world as it is today as my counter argument. Pranab's turning into a fucking northern extremist, dude. Look at him. The North shall rise again. No, you're right. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, though. This could have been handled really early on in Biden's presidency. Vaccine mandate, $5,000 fine for non-compliance. After you've paid the fine, you've got 2 weeks to provide, proof that you've been vaccinated. If you can't do that, you get picked up and you get taken in and you get vaccinated at the jail. Yeah, I remember you were born in New York, Pranam. By the way, this is next level. These are brand new. Bongo, they're called a Bongo vape cart. It's like 3 times the amount of shit that you get in one of these. Hits better. This is actually like taking a little dab when I hit it. Fucking thing is crazy. Sorry. That was me taking it off topic. I'm allowed. if we're going to live in a giant conglomeration of people, the vision I have for that is a globalist world in which these types of regional disagreements and stuff that happened are handled by something outside of us. So a globalist world with a benevolent AI dictator is probably one of the craziest things that I advocate for. If we're to continue living as beings in giant conglomerations, we need something that is free from our flaws and our biases and our emotional attachments to tell us how to live. Because human beings did not evolve to live in these types of situations. And the writing is on the wall. You just have to look around. In my neighborhood, I can look around and see green lawns in the midst of the most historic drought in California history, right? Literal water wasted so that people can jerk off about how cute their lawn looks, right? In the midst of the most historic drought in American history, or at least in California history, the longest lasting drought. Now, the counter argument to that would be, it's my freedom. I own this plot of land. If I want to make my grass green in the middle of the worst drought ever, I'm going to do it. No. Needs to be some kind of, backlash for this type of shit. You're literally sucking what's left of the lifeblood out of the fucking ground in California during a historic drought that may never end so that your lawn can be green. I don't support an economy at all. I'm for the abolition of all money, all forms of trade, all forms of capital. And I think that that would be a fundamental part of this theoretical future. Well, good for you, Big Rico. Go get your dose. Get your fucking vaccine already, for fuck's sake, bro. Dude, that started a long time ago, Pranav. There was a California vaccine lottery. I didn't win it. That's bribing people. It's like, hey, come get the vaccine and we'll give you this. Your name gets thrown in the hat for $1 million. They're trying the soft tactics, and the soft tactics ain't working. So it's time to put the stormtroopers to work, man. It's clear they got nothing fucking better to do. Put them to work. Number one, federal troop response to these Proud Boys riots, because I don't know if you guys know what these are, but the Proud Boys are mostly from like the American, they're Pacific Northwest, right? But the East, that's close to Idaho and shit, right? So it's a bunch of fucking crazy white nationalists, basically Southerners, that get on big buses and go to the closest quote unquote liberal town and just start throwing bricks through windows. Federal response. That's like literally an act of terrorism. They're busing people into towns to cause trouble. Federal response. Immediately. Round these motherfuckers up and prosecute them for sedition. I think the Proud Boys and Antifa are the same thing. Well, you haven't been paying attention then. If you think the Proud Boys and Antifa are the same thing, you don't pay attention. mean, yeah, dude, I'm not. Funny how these conservatives use freedom as an argument and are against the government while also in massive favor of the cops and incarceration no matter what. It's cherry picking at this point. This is why I'm in favor of authoritarian measures when it comes to national crises. Because people will not do what they have to do to protect themselves and protect other people. And so that's where you got to step in. That's where a government should step in my opinion. A government, especially a government like ours. If we're going to live in this type of fucking world and this type of paradigm, then we need somebody to come in and spank the fucking kindergartners every once in a while. That's it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I've heard these people speak and they literally are talking fucking inane gibberish. There was a woman talking about how it makes you glow under black lights and how it makes metal stick to your skin, and she was wasting the time of some city council meeting. That woman is not going to be convinced to get that fucking shot. She's going to have to be dragged down to the police department and stabbed it into her fucking arm. And she's going to have to be under threat of a fucking huge fine every time she tries to go into a place without a mask on during a mask mandate. That's the only way it works. You don't need to understand. You need to understand. Like, at a certain point, especially when it comes to like an international crisis at this point, 600,000 people and counting. That seems unconstitutional, Paul. Stop with the fucking dots, dude. Don't use ellipsis. You're not writing a fucking weird dialogue. Would you like to talk about your anti-Western values with the chat in Western society? I mean, back to square one with you. Dude, you don't make any fucking sense, homeboy. Just go get the shot, pussy. You know, in the time that it took for you to type that dot message, your pussy ass could have went and got the shot. And then that you wouldn't have to be all angsty about anything. Go get the shot, pussy. Oh, dude, I'm just setting tone. Shut up. Get down there and go get your shot, pussy. Don't talk. Come back and talk to me after you got your shot, and I'll give you a fucking virtual high five, pussy. Please just relax, Paul. Okay, I'm relaxed, bro. Go get the shot, pussy. That's how you got to talk to these people. Don't even engage them. Get the shot, pussy. Kick back, pussy. I don't want to hear your whiny baby bullshit, dude. Polio, smallpox, measles, mumps, chickenpox. The list fucking goes on and on and on. Tuberculosis. All of these fucking things were fought with epidemiology. And your dumbass is not going to stand in the fucking way of history. Go get the shot, pussy. What are you scared of? Go get the shot. Or if you're going to, you know what, dude? If you're going to stand on principle and your ass does get COVID, don't go to the hospital with it. Die. Die in your house with it. Stand on your fucking principle. Don't clog up the goddamn hospitals. You know what? Maybe that's the answer. No, because it ain't. Because they spread it to other fucking people. See, I was gonna say just put out a fucking notice and say like by fucking uh January fucking whatever 20th, if you don't have at least your first shot, you're not allowed to go to the fucking hospital for COVID symptoms. That's it. But then their dumbasses would just spread it around to everybody. Hello, baby. Yeah, I don't even sit down and listen to the fucking, because there's nothing. It's literal gibberish. The anti-vax stuff is those assholes. There's no point in engaging in it. Just be dismissive. Everything work okay with the shower?
I had to use yours because there literally wasn't enough pressure for mine to work. Like it was coming out the bath thing, but it wouldn't come out the top.
Wonderful.
So I was careful.
Wonderful.
So I was careful and like I just got wet in your shower, turned it off, soaked up, and then rinsed real quick.
Our water shit is fucking, it's going off the chain.
But yeah, it has to be the pump because there's no air pockets. I let that water sit for like 4 days and there's no dirt on the bottom.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, is just that the pump is fucked and maybe they can just replace that, but I don't know where the pump is. Maybe
It didn't help that we had Dumb and Dumber check the well.
Yeah. Literally. Oh, fuck this place. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it.
I blame Brett Fraser.
It's Brett Fraser's fault. Recently, someone actually said, according to XY, long COVID doesn't exist because it's just a psychosomatic lockdown stress. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. These are the people that you don't waste time arguing with.
Mm-hmm. No.
There he goes. Now land somewhere on the fucking table. Dead. Got him. Bother my wife.
I think that's the same one that like they got in LA, isn't it?
This one?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I remember they had a lemonade.
They were like pouring capfuls of that shit.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Mm-mm. I'm sipping at it. How many milligrams have I had? So I've had 10 milligrams sipping at it. That ain't shit. Where are these dudes at? Having a whole ass conversation.
Or trees, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Second Amendment rhetoric against these flies for sure. The right to bear arms against flies. They're just like they come up and land on you without even asking.
It's like there's all kinds of dead shit out there that they could be eating.
Tons. Billions.
I'm sure there's like some dead mice somewhere.
Dude, there's plenty of dead shit for them. They don't want that. They want you. So they get no quarter in my house, you know. Flies are sexual harassers. Yeah, they are. They'll fuck right in front of you sometimes. It's gross. I have gotten a fucking flies having sex double kill. That was a good feeling. Your first one of those you never forget.
Roaches don't even remotely bother me as much as the flies. They just crawl.
True. Pranab. I bought on sale because they had like a flash sale a new game that just came out yesterday, I think. I bought it a few days ago, pre-ordered it. Called Alien Fire Team, dude. And it's in the Alien universe and you get to play Space Marines. It's like a 4 or a 3, I think it's a 3-player team. And you go against the aliens, dude. You know what I'm saying? I haven't played it yet. I haven't hooked it up yet. I was thinking about hooking it up a little later today. Ooh, ah. God damn it.
Got it?
Yeah. I'm gonna go check that pump.
Yeah, I just want to see what the PS5
Yep, I'm going. I'm going with you. Because it wasn't on earlier, and I want to see if it's the breaker is tripped again. Because that, to me, that's more of like an electrical problem than a. But maybe I'm wrong. It's fucking goddamn water pump. It was at like 50 when I looked at it. That's what it topped out at. What's it at now?
It's at 75 now. It didn't feel like it, but the pressure was literally too low for the shower work.
It's not at 75. It's below 10.
Oh, that's, I was looking at the wrong end.
It reset again. So it built up pressure earlier and then died. There it goes. Now it's pressurizing again.
So yeah, that pump is just fucked. 'Cause there's no way it's low enough to fucking... There'd be dirt in our water and fucking air pockets and shit.
Well, the dudes came out and fucking sounded it and said that there's 30 feet of water in the fucking aquifer. That's plenty. So it's just the pump or the electronics on the pump because it just keeps tripping that fucking breaker for some reason.
Oh, the episode premiering soon. I want to direct people over there still streaming.
Oh, yeah? Oh, that I forgot. I forgot we're premiering those earlier in the day. Yeah, if we get dirty water, the landlord's got to do something about it for sure, but At this point, it just feels like it's the fucking pump that's going out. Keeps tripping. There's like a little overload breaker there that just keeps tripping. So it gets up to a certain pressure and then it dies. And then once you've run out what's in the tank, it doesn't refill it. So it's just not doing what it's supposed to do. The way it started too, while we were gone, like we were completely fucking out of town for like a week.
Almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks, and that's when this started. Not while we were here using a bunch of water, when it should have been like literally fucking impossible for any problem to happen because we're not running any water.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. I hate dealing with this shit. What about the washing machine? We don't run the washing machine 24/7, 365.
Yeah. We wait until it's like literally like about to overflow to do our laundry.
Whatever. It's just bullshit. I want it dealt with. It's not my fucking property, so it's not my fucking problem. I want it dealt with by the person who I pay to deal with it. Chop, chop. Anyway, I'm going to end this. Go watch the new premiere. Yes. DFF premiering today. Bye.